Hi, today we will try to master COMSOL from basic to advanced actually. So at first we have to learn what is COMSOL actually and what can COMSOL do. So COMSOL basically a multiphysics software. So it can perform electromagnetic module. It does have an electromagnetic module, structural mechanics or acoustic module. And you can see that it does have multifunctional physics actually from electromagnetic module to different kind of chemical engineering modules. So from chemical engineering module, you can simulate battery design, fuel cell, um, or chemical reaction engineering. So and from electromagnetic module, you can perform ACDC, RF, wave optics, or different kind of thing. Okay, so and as well as there is another thing in a fluid flow. You can perform CFD. Okay, so yeah, you can do heat transfer as well as mixture. So yeah, in ACDC module, you can just simulate transformer or motor or the different kind of electrical circuit, okay, sensor, electrical sensor, magnetic sensor, as well as yeah, okay. Then in RF module, you can design antenna, then yeah, uh, electromagnetic wave generator or yeah and different kind of transmitter receiver. Okay, so electromagnetic filter as well as a sensor. Okay, so in heat transfer module you can perform any kind of heat transfer module in heat transfer. Okay, then chemical reaction you can in the chemical reaction module, it's a very advanced module in COMSOL actually. So you can perform any kind of chemical reaction in this module actually. Okay, so yeah, so you can also do battery design in the COMSOL, lithium ion battery. Okay, uh, lead acid battery as well as. Okay, so yeah, so if you want to do any kind of multiphysics or any kind of physics or in COMSOL, you have to learn the basic thing of COMSOL, right? So that's why I'm here to tell you how the basic thing of COMSOL. Okay, so if you open the COMSOL, okay, and another thing, if you don't have a COMSOL multiphysics software right now, you can go to my channel and I will pin the link of the how you can download and install COMSOL in the description box. Okay, so don't worry about it. You can watch that video and you can download and install COMSOL latest version. Okay, okay. And yeah, if you open the COMSOL, then you will get this kind of interface. And there is a two option, model wizard and blank model. If you click on blank model, then you will get a blank just page. Then you have to add physics or geometry or material and other things. Okay, studies. And if you go through model wizard, then you will add before getting the interface. Okay, you have to add different kind of things. Okay, I'll show you how you have to, it actually works. Okay, then in file you can from file you can create new file or run application, open a different file, recent file, as well as you can save as. Okay, as okay. So, and other things is here disable right now because we are not didn't did anything before. Okay, so firstly I'm going through model wizard. So click on model wizard, then you will get this kind of interface. So this file is telling us that which dimension we want to work actually. It does have 0 dimension, 1 dimension, 1 dimension, asymmetric, 2 dimension, 2 dimension, asymmetric, and 3 dimension. Okay, so One dimension, we know all the dimension, but one dimension asymmetric and two dimension asymmetric. Actually, if you, for example, let's say if you have a this kind of two-dimensional shape of things, okay, of a model actually. So, for example, they are symmetric both sides. Okay, so you can just simulate this one, and you can COMSOL can understand the thing that this part actually symmetric. So by simulating this only this part, you will get the whole result. Okay, that is actually two-dimensional symmetric as well as one-dimensional symmetric works similar way. Okay, okay, that's the thing. So now what we can do, we can go through like two-dimension or three-dimension or two-dimension asymmetric. So yeah, then um, okay. So yeah, here you can see that there is help, cancel, or done. So if you click on done, then it will show a blank just interface. Okay. So we are going to click on, mm, for example, two-dimension asymmetric. Okay. So then you will get this kind of interface actually. So this is the interface where you have to select your correct physics actually. So in this section, you have to select the physics. So which physics you want to actually work. So for example, yeah, you console does have this kind of this kind of physics actually. You can work on ACDC, RF, wave optics, or etc. Any kind of physics. So from this part here, you can see that if you just click on this arrow bar, arrow, then it will open the whole thing. So in ACDC module, under ACDC module, you do have electric field and current. So under electric field and current, you do have electrostatic or electric current module. Okay. So, and yeah, you can click on any of the module, then you will get the inner thing of the module. Okay. So for example, acoustics. So inside acoustic, there is pressure acoustics, okay, pressure acoustic, frequency domain, pressure acoustic, transients, so boundary module, or time free. Okay, so lots of things. Okay, it does have lots of things actually. It's quite impossible to explain all the things in 1 hour, but yeah, I'm trying to explain actually. So you have to select a module physics in which physics you actually want to work. So if you are working on AC/DC module, for example, circuit or um, um, magnetic field or electric field, then you have to search your physics from here. Also, you do have a search button. You can search the right physics from here. Also, if you are working on optics or photonics, then you will get this kind of interface, wave optics or ray optics. Okay. In ray optics, you know that light has two property, and ray property and wave property. So, sorry, particle property and wave property. In particle property, we work on ray optics. So you can work on that, and also you will get wave optics. So under wave optics, you will get this kind of four physics actually, electromagnetic wave, beam, evil, evil. Okay, electromagnetic fields, frequency domain, time split, and transient. Okay, that's the thing. And under ray optics, you'll get geometric optics and ray heating. That's the thing. In the upper version, you will get more physics. You may get more physics maybe. Okay. Under radio frequency, you'll get this kind of actually different kind of physics. So you have to select the right physics in which physics you actually want to work. For example, electrochemistry. Okay. So under electrochemistry, you will get this kind of things. Okay. So for example, we want to work on AC/DC module. So then AC/DC module, or and we want to work on okay, let's say maybe we can select magnetic field. Okay. Maybe we can work on magnetic field. So you have to select magnetic field, then you have to click on add, or you can just double click here. Double click here, then it will add automatically here. Okay, then or another thing, you can just click here and you can add manually. Okay, then what you have to do, you don't have to select cancel or done. You have to select study. Okay, then in study, you will get uh, all kind of study here. So here we select magnetic field. So, and for magnetic field, COMSOL has predefined study for magnetic field. If you select electrostatics, then it will show another study. It may show another study. Okay. If you select optics or wave optics, then it may show another study. So for magnetic field, it does have this kind of study available. So you can do frequency domain study, static study, or time dependent study, or time to frequency losses, or agent frequency. So yeah, you do have uh, at least five options, right? So maybe we can do study stationary, right? We can select on stationary physics. So you can also read this helpline actually. So it tell you that what stationary study can do actually. Okay. So then you have to click on study and you have to actually double click on study actually. Okay. If you double click on study, okay, it will take some time. Then you will get the main interface of the console. Okay, here we have to work actually. So we will get familiar with this interface within a day actually. So we actually works on this interface. So this is the main interface of console actually, where we will work. So, in this navigation bar, you can see that you do have file, you do have home where we actually working. You do have a definition bar or geometry bar, aesthetic. Okay, and then materials, physics, mesh, study. So further, if you want to add another study, then you can add from the here. And you do have a results bar and as well as a developer bar. So it's a very cool thing for in COMSOL. If someone does not have COMSOL file and they want to get your model, okay, and they want to run the model and by switch or changing a different parameter, and they want to actually run the things uh, without having console. They can you can send them the file from developer mode. Okay, you can make a real software from the developer mode. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so from in a home interface, you will get application builder. So in application builder, it actually works on developer mode. Okay, so okay, I click on application. So it actually work on developer mode. You have to work on that. So and if we click in model manager, okay, model builder actually. Okay. So then you will get back into the main interface. Okay. So then okay, another thing. So if you click on application builder, then you will get a developer mode, and then you have to click on model manager. Then you will get back into this interface again. Okay. So basically, we works on this interface. So we have to understand the interface perfectly. Okay. So this is the model bar actually. So here you can see that we add 2D model, right? 2D asymmetric. So here you can see that this is we are working on component one. So COMSOL does have these three or four actually window. In model builder, you will have all the things that we need. Actually, we have to we can edit all the things. And in setting windows, so for example, for if you click on definition in setting windows, it will show the things that you can edit inside definition. Okay. from geometry, what you can do, you can change anything from settings window, and this graphs will show you that things you are changing here. Okay, and this is the interface where we saw the progress log or table or data, sometimes results. Okay, that's the thing. So okay, and one by one we'll get familiar with all the things of this interface actually. Okay. That's a lot actually. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, from definition, you can see the parameters, function, this is variable, this is function. So we basically didn't use the things more, mostly we didn't use this kind of things actually. We works on this interface mostly. Okay. So in model builder, you can see that you do have a global definition. Under global definition, if you define here anything, it will works on component one. If you working on component two, for example, if you add another component, okay, add component. For example, you are going to add a 3D component, so then it will. So let's say add 3D component. So okay, add another 3D component. So if you just define something in global definition, that it will work on component one as well as it will work on component so two. Or if you add more component, then it will work for on, all the component. Okay. So under global definition, you do have a parameters file. So inside parameters, you can define anything. Okay. For example, if you want to define a variable name x and the value of the variable is actually so you cannot define x. Okay. So for example, a variable name, then you have for example, its value is 12 nanometer. So you can define this thing by this way. Okay. So the value will show you that the value in is a unit. Okay, and you can also write the description. For example, um, length of length. For example, length. Okay, so in this parameters you can write anything. Okay, and also from global definition you can right click on global definition. Okay, right click, and then you can add another parameters. You can add variables. You can add function. Inside function there is a lots of function here. Analyze, in interpolation, by PSUs, okay, then Gaussian pulse, ramp, okay. So there is a random different kind of function, and as well as geometric parts. If COMSOL does have some kind of available geometric parts, also mesh parts, okay. So you can add all the things from here from a global definition. Okay, so you can also define global materials, from global definition. From if you click on material, right click on materials, then you can add materials from library. COMSOL does have a library, material library. You can add different kind of materials if COMSOL does have the available material, then you can add from the console. Okay. So you can also add blank material. You can just add a blank material from, and you have to just add a material property from a different source. So, okay. So that's the thing. This is the maximum thing of global definition. Okay. And in component on, what we can do in component on, we actually define all the things like geometry. Okay. Let's say first we can say on definition. Definition is kind of global definition. Okay. Okay. So in definition, this definition will work only under component one. Okay. So if you is just define some kind of variable, just right click here, then you will get everything what you can do in definition. Okay. So if you just click on variables, you can define any kind of variable here. So for example, w is equal to, for example, 2 nanometer or meter. Okay. So you can define any variable from variables. Okay. So that's the thing. If you just define this W here, then it will not on under component 2. Just it will work on under component 1. Okay. So there's a thing. In definition, you also can define some function and some you can select any geometry from this selection bar and probe. You can define any domain probe or boundary probe. COMSOL does have some okay and the different kind of thing. So also it does have show more options. You can click on here and you can get more option actually. So within this 1 hour, I can show more things actually. So if from geometry, in geometry, it does have a lots of things actually. You can design anything from the geometry. If you have circle, ellipse, a rectangle, square, and from more option you can draw circular. Okay, and the different kind of thing. You can also edit offset from this option. Okay, so from geometry, let's say we want to draw a circle. So you have to click on circle. Then you will get in setting windows from the model builder. You have to just select anything, and then setting window you have to setting the things. Okay, so let's say the radius of the circle is actually 10 meter. Okay, so 10 meter. Okay, so you can click on here, then build selected, then the circle is built. Okay, then you have to just click on here, then you'll get this it draw the circle. The radius of the circle is 10 meter, and the sector angle of the circle is 360. Then if you just select on 100, on 80, then you will see that the circle is actually showing 180 degree of the circle. Okay, that's the thing. So yeah, it was 360. Okay, and also you can edit the position of the circle. For example, it's working based on center of the circle. You can select corner, then it will shape according to the corner. Okay, this is how it's working actually. So you can change the position of the circle as well by changing R. For example, select one R, then it will change the position. And you can also change in Z direction. So yeah, this is a direction, this is R direction or X direction. Okay, you can change it from here. So from geometry, what you can do, you can edit initially the unit of the any parameter in here. So if you want to work on inch or centimeter or millimeter, so let's say we want to work on millimeter. So here, okay. So let's look here. We select 10 meter. Okay. So if we just delete this meter, then it will COMSOL will assume 10 is actually in millimeter. Okay. So let's build it. So here you can see it gets smaller, right? So in millimeter scale. So and the here 1 is actually in millimeter, 3 is actually in millimeter, and by default, COMSOL 360 is in degree. So in geometry, you can change it by radians. Okay, you can change degree or radians as well. Okay, so let's say we selected T as degree. So yeah, that's the maximum thing here. So okay, and as well as it does have a cool thing like a layer. You can make any layer in COMSOL of any material. Like for example, in layer, what you can do. So let's say its radius is 10. Okay, 10 millimeters. So we are going to layer 5 in 5 millimeter from the center. Okay, so then okay, uh, then build selected. Then you can see that. it layered 5 uh, 5 millimeter radius. Okay, so this is one part, and the other part is layered. Okay, and this is from there you can do. Okay, okay, from union also COMSOL does have on define union. Initially you don't need to do anything from union. Just you can leave it as it is. Okay. So yeah, from geometry you can do lots of things. We can explain in another video what we can do in COMSOL for 2D or 3D. So in materials, there is lots of things to do in materials. So in materials you can add material from library. Okay, let's say add material from library. Okay, so then it will you will get this kind of interface. So as we are working on magnetic field, so we have to go through ACDC or material library. So okay, then it will show the material library or built-in. Okay, so in ACDC you do have for example copper, aluminum, or uh, liquid material, titanium, steel, iron, or biological tissues, so blood, the things. So you can add any kind of material that is available in COMSOL. If it does not have this kind of material, for example, we are want to add copper. Okay, let's say I will click on copper. So yeah, then we just close this windows, materials windows. Then here you can see that it's COMSOL automatically select all the domain as copper. So we can just remove all clear all the selection by clicking here, and you can just click here or this one or this one or this one. It will automatically select all the things. Okay, or this one. So if you want to deselect any of the material position, just you have to click on it. So yeah, this is how you can just select or deselect. Okay. So we just add copper from our COMSOL model. And if you want to add any material from outside of the COMSOL, then you have to add blank material. Okay. So blank material. So then let's say this one is the blank material. This. So okay. So okay. For the physics, it's not showing any kind of things here because we didn't add any kind of physics yet. So let's say this one is magnet. So then in material, we may define that. Okay. So if we select it as a magnet, then you have to add the magnetic property of this material. Okay. So uh, recoil permeability. Okay. So that's, yeah. Okay. Okay. And then remand flux density in norm. Okay. So yeah. This is how you can add a material from your end. So you can also rename the material. So you can change the name here. Okay, you can rename this label actually. For example, this is actually uh, FE iron. Okay, so you can rename it like this. Okay, so here you can see that it's renamed. Okay, then you have to add the material property. For example, the permeability is 3. I don't know the permeability, but you can write from any. You can write from any paper. Okay. Okay. Flux is, for example, 23 T. I don't know. Okay, that's it. So you have to write like this way. Okay. So this is from for materials, and in from physics. So you have to define a briefing from physics. So what physics you want to perform actually. So you have to define that from the physics. Okay. So let's say you want to define a port. Okay. So thin low permeability gap. So then you can click on it, and then you can select where the physics is working. Okay. So under physics, you have to work on that. And then in mesh, COMSOL does have, so if you are just a beginner of COMSOL, then you can work on just physics control mesh, then click here, okay, then build all. So it will work on physics control mesh. It will automatically mesh the thing. So you can just reshape the mesh from normal to fine or fine or extra fine, for example, extra fine. Then the mesh size will be higher. If you just force the same, then mesh size will be low, or normal, then mesh size will be normal. Okay. So for beginner, you can do this kind of way. And for advanced things, maybe I can make a separate video for mesh, okay, in the future. So this is the thing for everything. So, and in study, what you have to do from study, the here you can see that stationary study, we do have a stationary study. So in the settings window, if you have all the things, so in a stationary study, what you have to do, you have to just depend on the study actually. So for different kind of study, it does have different kind of things. So like here, you can see that you can plot the default plot actually from the results while it's simulating store output or mesh selection. So from mesh selection, you can select, so this mesh name is mesh one, you can select mesh one, or mesh, this is for component two, it's selecting mesh two, okay. So we are not working on component two, okay. So here is another cool thing actually. You can sweep anything from auxiliary sweep here. So from auxiliary sweep, what you can do, you can just if you define anything in parameters. Okay, so if you define B or C, B is actually 2, for example, C is actually, for example, 5 or anything. From auxiliary sweep, what you can do, you can just select that thing, and you can just sweep the things, okay, from the parameters value list. Okay, so just click here and just you have to click the range. Okay, it does have lots of things. Step or numbers of values or logarithmic. Okay, just let's say step. So we have to select on a starting point, then a step. For example, a step is 1, and we will start in 10. Okay, then you can replace it. Okay, then it will work like that. You can also just select any uh, 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 unit here. Okay, so let's say its unit is meter, and we have to define its unit as well. Have to define its unit as well. Okay, so that's how it's actually work. Okay, and if you just simulate it, result section will show the results of the simulation. Okay, so and another thing, there is another cool things in console from study. What you can get, if you just right click on study, then you will get the component bar. You can just click on here, and the file will start computing. You have the parametric sweep. Parametric sweep is the same thing as auxiliary sweep. So it works actually, auxiliary sweeps works under the study, and parametric sweep actually works before the study. Okay. Okay, there's nothing. And yeah, um, from here, you can, you have a cool thing that is get initial value. So you can just click here, get initial value, and then it will show the initial results. Okay, so because of wrong actually physics, actually it's not showing any result right now. It's showing the error. Okay, so if you select the right physics, right things, then it will show perfect things. Okay, for example, and then if you want to delete the physics, just right click here, just you can delete the physics here. So yes, we want to delete the physics. Okay, that's how it's actually work. Okay, then let's say we delete the physics and we want to add physics again. So you do have the physics bar here. So you have to click on add physics. So then you will get this interface again, add physics. So here you have to add any physics that you actually want to work. So from optics, maybe you can add electromagnetic frequency domain. So double click here. So it will add automatically. Okay. So here you can see that electromagnetic frequency domain is added. So yeah. So for electromagnetic wave, the model require different kind of material property. For electromagnetic wave, material property require actually a refractive index. So you have to add refractive index. Okay, that's the thing actually. Okay. Okay. So for electromagnetic wave, see, for electromagnetic wave, stationary physics does not actually, stationary study does not actually work. So you cannot actually click here because stationary physics is not for electromagnetic wave. Okay. So you have to add a different study from here. So you have to delete the study. Okay, delete. Okay, delete configuration. So then from study, you have to right click on study, or you can do another way. Okay, you can do it another way from study bar. You can add study. You can click on add study. Then you'll get this interface. So you will get the available or uh, uh, the study is aligned with the electromagnetic wave frequency domain. You will get all the study that you can perform for this physics actually. So you have mode analysis, frequency domain, boundary mode analysis, or eigen frequency, wave domain. Okay, another lots of things you can do. For example, you want to do mode analysis. Okay, so let's double click on mode analysis, then it will add automatically. So it's actually, let's say we want to delete the iron, okay, because it's not the thing we want to work. Okay, so now here you can see that different kind of thing here you can do. Okay, we do have this two things is selected. Now we want to select all the things as a copper. So just click on here, select all. Just click on here, all the materials will be selected. Okay, just we want to remove all the things. Just you have to click on here, then all the material will be deselected. So if you want to just select this one, just click on here, or you can do another way. Select box. So you can just select this one, and this one will be selected. Okay. If you want to deselect this one, just click on here and just select this one. This one will be deselected. So this is how you can work on these cool things. Okay. So now you want to work for total things. Okay. And then from mode analysis, uh, let's say from mesh, build mesh. Okay, it's okay. So from mode analysis, we didn't did anything inside physics. Okay, from mode analysis, we want we from study two we want initial values. Okay, just get click on get initial value. Maybe it will get give you some initial values. Okay, the problem is error in multiphysics. Okay, what's the problem is? Okay. Okay. It's showing some problem. Okay, we have to solve the problem. So, okay. Not user control, physics control, normal. Okay. Okay. This console max is not working here, so you have to select user control max. So yeah, so we may just remove the layer actually. It's making some problem actually. Okay. And from copper, we may don't need copper actually. Just delete the copper. We may add another materials, add material from library. So we are working on optics, right? So maybe we can add some glasses. Okay, or example, organic material, for example, for example, silicon. Silicon. Okay. Select silicon. Yeah, material is working fine. And now from mesh, maybe it will work now. It's taking too much time actually. Because of user control mesh. Okay. If we select on physics control mesh, it usually don't take lots of time. Okay. So from log or table from progress, you can see that the progress of the mesh actually is actually 10%. Yeah, we need 100% of the progress. Okay. So okay, from this bar you can see the result progress as well. Okay, if you just simulate the model, you can see the progress of the result. Okay, as well from this bar actually. Okay, it's taking lots of time. We can just cancel the mesh from here. Okay, I don't know why it's taking lots of time actually. Okay, just cancel the thing. I cancel it, but it's taking still it's taking time. Just wait. Okay, so I'm pausing the video right now. Okay, it's taking lots of time, so that's all for now. Today, we may um, do another project in our next videos. Okay, till now, thank you. See you. See you later.